Think of turning a $10 lottery ticket into a $10 million jackpot. A dream come true, right? But for Michael Todd Hill, this dream quickly spiraled into a chilling nightmare. Let's discuss the twists and turns that led to such a dark conclusion. In August 2017, Michael Todd Hill's life took a dramatic turn when he won a $10 million prize from an Ultimate Million scratch-off ticket. This event marked a significant moment, not just for Hill, but for the wider community, as big lottery wins often capture the public's imagination. Hill's win was no exception, stirring excitement and envy alike. Winning such a substantial amount from a lottery ticket purchased at a local store in North Carolina, Hill suddenly found himself in the spotlight, his fortune heralded as a dream come true by many who fantasized about what they would do with such winnings. However, Hill's story took a dark turn 3 years later when he was arrested and charged with the passing away of Keona Graham, a 23-year-old whose body was discovered in a hotel room in Charlotte, a town in Brunswick County, North Carolina. The case against Hill became a focal point for discussions about the so-called lottery curse, a phenomenon where lottery winners find themselves facing negative outcomes after their wins. The investigation into Graham's passing away involved local police, the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, and the State Bureau of Investigation, highlighting the gravity of the case. Hill was subsequently held without bond, awaiting trial for his actions, which starkly contrasted the hopeful narrative that accompanied his lottery win just a few years prior. Graham, remembered by her cousin as a generous, loving, and adventurous woman, had worked as a correctional officer and was involved in programs for people with intellectual disabilities. Her life and untimely death brought a human aspect to the tragedy, reminding the community of the real cost of such events beyond the headlines. The story of Michael Todd Hill is a sobering reminder that wealth can bring unexpected challenges, and that the lives behind the lottery wins are complex and multifaceted. Michael Todd Hill's win captured everyone's imagination, but beneath the surface, complexities awaited. Who was the man behind the millions, and what led him down a path so dark? Michael Todd Hill's journey from a lottery winner to a convicted criminal shows us how life can take unforeseen paths. In 2017, Hill's life changed when he won $10 million on an Ultimate Million scratch-off ticket. At the time of his win, Hill, a former nuclear plant worker, expressed his shock and plans to change his life with his earnings. Opting for a lump sum payment, Hill took home over $4.1 million after taxes, a move that seemed to set him up for a life of financial ease. Before his lottery win, Hill had a troubled past, with convictions ranging from felony and misdemeanor breaking and entering to armed robbery in the late 80s and early 90s. Despite this, the lottery win appeared as a chance for a fresh start. However, 3 years after his win, Hill's life took a dark turn, with the life's twilight of Keona Graham, a 23-year-old correctional officer and someone who worked with individuals with mental disabilities. Graham was remembered for her generosity, adventurous spirit, and dedication to helping others. Hill was arrested and charged with Graham's end, which occurred in a hotel room in Charlotte, North Carolina in 2020. Surveillance footage linked him to the crime, and during his arrest, he admitted to shooting Graham after discovering she was texting other men while they were together at the hotel. Hill's conviction of first-degree eternal rest led to a life sentence without the possibility of parole, marking a tragic end to what many saw as a fairy tale lottery win story. From a life-changing win to a troubled past, Michael Todd Hill's story grows more complex. But what happened in that North Carolina hotel room that turned celebration into tragedy? In July 2020, the peaceful setting of a North Carolina hotel room was disrupted by a harrowing discovery that would soon captivate the local community and beyond. The body of 23-year-old Keona Graham was found in a room at the Shore Stay Hotel in Charlotte, marking the beginning of a perplexing and tragic case. Graham, known for her work as a correctional officer and her previous involvement with a program for people with intellectual disabilities, was much more than her occupation. Described by family and friends as generous, loving, and adventurous, her untimely death left many in shock and mourning. The news of the discovery spread quickly, with local authorities launching an investigation into the circumstances surrounding Graham's death. The details that emerged were sparse initially, leaving the community with more questions than answers. Graham, who lived in Navaso with her mother and younger sister, was reported missing before her body was found, adding urgency to the ongoing police work. The investigation took a significant turn when Michael Todd Hill, a 52-year-old man from Leland, North Carolina, was arrested in connection to the case. Hill was no ordinary suspect. His win of a $10 million lottery prize in 2017 had previously made headlines, casting a stark contrast to the grim situation now unfolding. His arrest in Southport, North Carolina, and the subsequent charges laid against him drew widespread attention, highlighting the unpredictability and often hidden complexities of individuals' lives. As authorities worked diligently to piece together the events leading up to Graham's death, the community grappled with the reality of such a tragedy occurring in their midst. The case served as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the unforeseen consequences that can emerge from the intertwining paths of different individuals. The investigation's progress, Hill's arrest, and the charges against him would not only seek to bring justice for Graham, but also offer a cautionary narrative about the unforeseen turns life can take. Amidst the shock and grief, Graham's story and the investigation that followed underscores the importance of seeking truth and accountability, even when faced with the most challenging and unexpected circumstances. Kiona Graham's tragic end left a community in shock. Let's see who was responsible, and how did the investigation lead to a once celebrated lottery winner. Following the tragic discovery of Kiona Graham's body, a swift and thorough investigation was launched. Michael Todd Hill, a 52-year-old lottery winner from Leland, North Carolina, became the primary suspect in this grave case. Hill, who had previously come into significant wealth by winning a $10 million lottery prize in 2017, found his life taking a dramatic and dark turn. The investigation utilized a combination of witness statements, surveillance footage, and forensic evidence to build a case against Hill. Authorities meticulously pieced together the timeline leading up to Graham's death, examining Hill's movements and interactions with the victim. The evidence gathered pointed towards a chilling conclusion, leading to Hill's arrest in Southport, North Carolina. Upon his arrest, Hill faced severe legal consequences. Charged with the tragic end of Kiona Graham, he was presented before a court where the gravity of the accusations against him was laid bare. The court, recognizing the seriousness of the charges and the potential risk Hill posed, ordered that he be held without bond. This decision underscored the legal system's intent to pursue justice for Graham rigorously. Hill's court appearance marked the beginning of a legal battle that would delve into the circumstances of Graham's death. The charges against him brought to light the tragic end of a young woman described by those who knew her as generous, loving, and adventurous. As the case progressed, the community watched closely, awaiting justice for a life cut tragically short. This segment of the story, focusing on Hill's arrest and the charges against him, paints a picture of a man whose life changed dramatically following a lottery win, only to later be embroiled in a criminal investigation that shocked the local community. The arrest and ensuing legal proceedings serve as a pivotal moment in the narrative, bridging the gap between Hill's past as a lottery winner and his present facing serious criminal charges. Hill's arrest marked a dramatic fall from grace. But is his story an isolated incident or part of a larger, more ominous pattern known as the lottery curse? The story of Michael Todd Hill is not an isolated incident in the world of lottery winners. Over the years, several lottery winners have found themselves facing tragic or unfortunate circumstances post-win, leading to the popular notion of the lottery curse. This concept suggests that winning a large sum of money unexpectedly can lead to negative outcomes, rather than the joy and happiness typically anticipated. One such case is that of Abraham Shakespeare, who won $17 million in 2006 in Florida. Despite his initial joy, Shakespeare's life took a turn for the worse when he was befriended by Dee Moore, who ultimately orchestrated his sudden end to gain access to his winnings. Shakespeare's body was found buried under a concrete slab, a grim end to what should have been a story of good fortune. Another tragic story is that of Jeffrey Dampier, who won $20 million in Illinois in 1996. Dampier's generosity towards his family led to his untimely death, when his sister-in-law and her husband lured him into an apartment and shot him in the back of the head, hoping to inherit his wealth. Doris Murray, who won $5 million in 2007, also faced a tragic fate when she was stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend a year after claiming her prize. Murray had hoped to use her winnings to set up a trust fund for her grandchildren, but her plans were brutally cut short. The concept of the lottery curse extends beyond violent ends. Billy Bob Harold Jr., after winning $31 million in the Texas lottery in 1997, found himself overwhelmed by requests for money, leading to his suicide just 2 years after his win. Harold's story highlights the psychological and social pressures that can accompany sudden wealth. Jack Whitaker's story further emphasizes the curse. After winning $315 million in 2022, Whitaker suffered a series of misfortunes, including thefts, the death of his granddaughter under suspicious circumstances, and the eventual depletion of his fortune. These stories, alongside that of Michael Todd Hill, serve as cautionary tales about the potential downsides of winning large lottery prizes. While the financial boost is undeniably life-changing, the lottery curse narrative suggests that such wealth can also bring about unforeseen challenges, altering winners' lives in ways they never expected. But how did Hill's downfall resonate within the community? And what conversations did it spark about wealth and morality? The arrest of Michael Todd Hill, a lottery winner who suddenly found himself facing serious charges, sent shockwaves through the community and beyond. His story, once a beacon of luck and fortune, turned into a dark tale that captivated and horrified the public. The transition from millionaire to criminal suspect highlighted the unpredictable and often precarious nature of sudden wealth and its impact on personal lives. Local residents who had initially celebrated Hill's lottery win were stunned by the turn of events. Conversations in local diners, social media platforms, and community forums buzzed with discussions about Hill's downfall. Many expressed sympathy for Kiana Graham and her family, emphasizing the tragic loss of a young woman described by those who knew her as generous and full of life. The broader community began to question the so-called lottery curse, pondering whether immense wealth could indeed bring more harm than good. Stories of lottery winners facing misfortune had circulated before, but Hill's case brought the debate closer to home. It served as a stark reminder of how life's fortunes could change in the blink of an eye, leading to discussions about the moral and ethical responsibilities that come with significant financial gain. Financial experts and psychologists weighed in, offering insights into the challenges faced by lottery winners. They spoke about the importance of financial planning, the pressures of newfound wealth, and the psychological toll it can take on individuals unaccustomed to managing large sums of money. This case became a cautionary tale used by professionals to underscore the need for support and guidance for those experiencing sudden changes in their financial status. As the legal proceedings against Hill unfolded, the media's role in shaping public perception became evident. News outlets covered every development, from arrest to trial, influencing how the story was received and understood by the wider public. This coverage not only kept the community informed, but also sparked a broader dialogue about wealth, morality, and justice. As the community grapples with the complexities of Hill's case, we're forced to ponder deeper questions about the intersection of wealth and moral integrity. What can we learn from these stark contrasts? The connection between sudden wealth and its potential consequences has long been a topic of fascination and concern. Winning a large lottery prize, while seemingly a dream come true, often brings with it a set of complex challenges that can profoundly affect an individual's life and moral compass. At the heart of these reflections is the understanding that wealth, particularly when acquired unexpectedly, can alter one's sense of reality and priorities. For some, a lottery win represents freedom and the ability to live a life previously only imagined. Yet this newfound freedom can come at a cost, leading individuals down paths they might not have considered before their windfall. The stories of lottery winners who have faced tragic outcomes illuminate the intricate dance between wealth and morality. The sudden ability to have almost anything can test personal values, pushing winners to confront parts of themselves and society they were previously insulated from. It raises the question, Does wealth amplify underlying character traits, or does it have the power to change a person's moral fabric entirely? Crime, as seen in the most extreme cases of lottery misfortune, emerges as a dark shadow in these narratives. Whether as victims or perpetrators, some lottery winners find themselves entangled in criminal activities, suggesting that the psychological impact of sudden wealth can be profound and unsettling. It forces us to consider how the societal pressures of wealth, envy, and expectation can lead to decisions that have irreversible consequences. The concept of the lottery curse serves as a cautionary backdrop to these reflections, proposing that with great fortune comes a great test of character and decision-making. It highlights the importance of support, guidance, and perhaps most crucially, a solid foundation of values and identity that can withstand the pressure of sudden change. In pondering how a lottery win can lead to unforeseen consequences, we must consider the broader implications of wealth on human behavior. It's a complex interplay of psychology, society, and morality that challenges our assumptions about happiness and fulfillment. The stories of lottery winners serve as modern-day fables, reminding us that wealth is but one factor in the equation of a well-lived life, and that true contentment often lies beyond material riches. These reflections invite us to look beyond the surface of lottery wins and consider the deeper questions of what it means to live a good life, the role of fortune in shaping our paths, and the enduring quest for meaning in a world where everything has a price. As we close this chapter, we're prompted to reflect on the true essence of wealth, not measured in dollars but in the quality of our decisions and the depth of our character. Stay tuned for our next exploration into the unexpected consequences of sudden wealth, diving into lottery winners' lives that ended tragically. For more thought-provoking stories, make sure to subscribe and follow our journey.